Hi everybody, welcome back to Plymouth as the playoffs continue on day 3. Number 3 seed Michigan, number 2 seed Toronto. The winner will move on to the title game tomorrow. You should probably not quite go that far.
Well, they do move on to the title game. It's a semifinal.
That is correct, indeed. So
the 5-team format confuses me too. It's an odd number of a tournament number of teams, but it is what it is.
Now, Toronto defeated Michigan in their meeting yesterday, 5-2. There's Nassib Ogo with it. Ogo, one of the stars of the tournament thus far. Maybe not getting an absurd amount of goals compared to some of the other players that we've seen, but certainly doing his share of damage. And we'll see once again today his battle with Kevin Confara as Katie Frere got in the way of that one. I don't believe Frere played last night in the loss to Philadelphia, so good to see her back on the floor. As Ogo trying to drive toward that loose ball. And Martin flipped this one toward Tristan Parent. Parent, though, cut off by Michael Martin and Ogo. Swept all the way back down into the Michigan zone. Alongside Mike York and Brett Johnson, I'm Patrick Lilia. We're going to have a special feature coming up for you during the second period. We're going to have Mike go down between the benches, try to pick up what's going on in this critical, heated battle this afternoon. As Frere gets in the way of that one, as Ogo pinballs it all over the place. Now here's Ogo again. Parent trying to cut it away from him, and Ogo ends up poking it wide. Dean Olivas in goal once again.
He's going to have another big game. This is a tough Toronto team, as you said. Ogo has just been an absolute force. So much attention paid to Jake Saxton and Alex Pitts of Philadelphia, but Ogo's had himself a very nice tournament as well.
And here's Confara will get his first touch with a long shot that'll go wide and out of play. Confara, who had a brilliant first day of the tournament, was very largely held in check yesterday. Showed up a couple of times on the score sheet, but more often than not, as the game was already out of reach by then with Michigan's 2 losses yesterday to Philadelphia and Toronto. Ogo controls the face-off. This one up toward Ronak. Ronak will push this one softly wide. Will leave us out of the crease to push it. Still down in the corner as Ronak trying to come out with it. Raheem Ronak, one of the big contributors on this front line of the Toronto unit as well. As Clay Martin trying to shove that one through Ogo, but couldn't get it through. It's stuck underneath Ogo now. And Martin able to push it into the Toronto zone. Martin, Ogo, and Ronak, the 3 attackers for... As Ronak couldn't quite reach that one. 3 attackers for Michigan, of course. Martin, Confara, and Parent. Defender Frere for the Mustangs. And the defender Hines in front of the goaltender Luigi Lisiandro for Toronto.
And he's been one of the best in the tournament, if not the best. Anthony D'Amico and also Dean Olivas having some solid goaltending performances.
Confara sends a long shot wide and out of play, and we'll have a face-off. 11:49 to go in the first period, no score.
Definitely Luigi has been one of the most, he's very good, but he's been a very quiet contributor on defense and playing very well in goal for Toronto.
Well, coming up later on, Minnesota will get another whack at Philadelphia. That comes in offside. The semifinal 2, Minnesota defeating Ottawa earlier to advance to the semifinal game.
That's what I'm looking forward to. I think Philadelphia largely blew out Minnesota in their first game. I think Minnesota still coming in as obvious underdogs, but I think they're going to give the power play a much tougher game than they did the first time.
There's Ogo. Ogo on the drive. Saved by Dino Levis. Ogo trying to get it back. It's out of his reach. It was Ronak trying to get at it. My apologies. It's Michael Martins. Battled with, and I think he ended up pushing it offside, and we'll have a face-off.
Little early start if you're just joining us. They started about 3:55 instead of 4 o'clock, so didn't miss much so far. Just some good back and forth hockey, but no goals yet. We do just approach the 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock hour. I almost messed up on time zones. I live in a central time zone, and we're out here out east.
Ogo controlling it behind his own net. Work it through the middle of the floor. It's Anthony Dewar trying to slow him down as Ogo able to flip it over. Clay Martin getting it up to Raheem Ronak. Ogo pushes it back onto the end wall.
Michigan's been pretty solid defensively so far, limiting the Toronto scoring chances. Toronto probably is going to have the better of the possession play in this game, so they got to play strong defense and take advantage when they can get in the counterattack.
Michael Martins holds that one up for Ogo to come collect, and Toronto will reset in their own zone. And try to push it ahead, but Clay Martin got a stick on it. Confara battling out front. Martin brings it back into the offensive zone for Michigan. Hines out to cut him off. And Ogo with it for Toronto on the near side. We'll roll this one ahead. Confara will be the first one to catch up to it. Ronak in hot pursuit. Confara weaves his way through traffic. Loses his handle on it though, and will have to go back and grab it.
Just like yesterday, Ogo's giving Confara no room to work with on offense. It's going to have to be other guys, I think, stepping up to score the goals for the Michigan Mustangs.
Dewar whacking at it, ends up bouncing back into the Michigan zone. Martin will send it back the other way and clear it all the way down into the Toronto zone. And Michael Martins will gather it up for the Rock. Ogo will reset, throw it ahead toward Ronak. Ronak, though, nicely cut off by Confara. Frere moving over to help out as well.
Talked about the job Ogo's done against Confara on defense. I like the way Confara's been defending Nasib Ogo as well. Ogo's really been pretty limited in his scoring chances so far in this game too.
We're definitely going to see how physical both teams are going to be. We had some physical play earlier on this tournament today, and we're going to see if that continues. It's crunch time for all these teams now.
Yeah, Ottawa, Minnesota, that was one of the most physical power hockey games I've seen in quite some time. And referees, to their credit, largely let the players decide the game. They didn't call many penalties, and wonder if they'll have the same style in this one. One of the officials from that last game, Tim Pullman, who we see on the near side of the screen, also refed the Ottawa-Minnesota game. He's back doing the Michigan-Toronto game that we're watching right now.
Tristan Perrin checks back in. Martin's fighting with Confara on the near side. And poked ahead. Perrin trying to catch up to it first. Flips this one up. It'll go through everybody up to the far side board. Michael Martins will collect it for Toronto. He'll flip this one down in behind Olivas. It'll go off the end wall. Perrin trying to get there. Dewar down there as well for Michigan. Ogo battling at it. Somehow it sneaks through the crease. Still loose. I think the net came off enough. That play will be stopped.
Well, that thing was almost back to the end wall. I'm surprised they didn't blow that dead a little bit earlier. But of course, Michigan fans are familiar with some controversy on the net moving and then goals being scored. They had one go against them in the Rock versus Mustangs game yesterday. This time, though, doesn't come back to burn them.
Off the face-off, Ogo pokes it along the near side boards. Dewar and Ronak and Frere, the three closest to the ball. Ronak tried to send it back the other way. Ogo looking for the wraparound. Good job by Confara to cut him off. circling. Able to get around. Confara takes a shot. Parent got in the way. Ronak, his attempt to send it toward the net was deflected. Parent has it now for Michigan. Can he get by Martins? He's got by Martins. He'll flip it up toward Lisiandro, and Lisiandro, I think, tipped it wide.
I love that shot from Tristan Parent. I think you would too, Mike. He just snuck that in, and that came very close to scoring.
He did, very close. And we've been telling everybody how sneaky he is this entire tournament. He almost did it again with the sneakiness.
Hey, look, he was well defended by the Toronto player. And it was bounced out of play, but that's the type of shots I think Michigan's going to need to have success, since I think Ogo and Confara have, for the most part, canceled each other out. I think it's going to be players outside of those two for each team that are going to have to bring the offense.
Definitely, yeah, just trying to get open. And both teams being well defended here, especially with their better, their number one players.
Ogo in his own zone. Parent trying to get in front of him. We'll flip it up toward Martins. Martins and Dewar will battle for it on the far side boards. 7 minutes remaining in the first period as Parent flips it out. Ogo back to collect it in his own zone. Parent aggressively charging his direction. He gets it up to Ronak. Ronak opposed by Confara.
Michigan's got to be quicker on the back check. Toronto had a 2-on-1, fortunately for them. Ronak couldn't quite pick up that. He had a trailer on the far side that he could have passed to.
Parent, deflection goes wide. Confara was able to get some good stick on that one, but he deflected it wide on the offering from Tristan Parent, and we stay scoreless.
The pass was a little wide and a little tough angle when he received it, but still a good give and go there.
6.5 minutes to go in the first period. Still no score. Confara sends it wide on the soft shot attempt. It's Ogo. Ogo gets it up toward Ronak. Frere moving to cut him off.
Actually, I think we got a new defender in there for Michigan.
Oh, you're right. That's Cooter. My apologies. Josh Cooter.
Freyr's a key part of Michigan as well. She didn't play a lot yesterday, if I recall. And did a good job early on. Now she's getting a breather as Cooter's in.
Aaron trying to catch up to it. Hines down there. Martins comes away with it for Toronto. He'll wheel his way into the offensive zone. He'll take a shot. He'll leave us with the save. Martins couldn't quite catch up to the rebound as he overdrove it. Hines now with it. Parent trying to take it away from her. And Ogo will come out with it. And he get by Confara. He's got Martins with him. Martins had to hold up, but he didn't hold up enough, and it's an offside.
Not what you want for Toronto. You want to keep the play flowing. They thrive on the play flowing.
They'll face off back in the Toronto zone with 5:27 to go in the first period. Ogo carries it around his net. Martins tried to set the pick for him. Parent will get to it before Ronak can. And a couple of Toronto players tied each other up on the far side. Ronak and Ogo, so Parent all the way into the offensive zone. Save Lisiandro on the shot. Martins comes out with it for Toronto. He'll flip a long shot. Olivas has to make a tougher save than it appeared he was going to have to.
That's Martin's bread and butter there. You know, talked to him the other time, and yeah, he loves doing those long shots on goalies, unsuspecting.
These are two pretty good ones we got out here today, and Dean Olivas for Michigan and Luigi Lisiandro for Toronto. They're going to be tough to beat with those long shots.
We'll face off after the ball deflected up into the Mustangs bench. Up the hard face-off pushed back toward Martins. trickles its way to Olivas, who has to sweep it away with the stick. Confara battling with Martins, gets it up toward Dewar. And I think Michigan came in offside as a result of the coagulation at the center line, and we'll have a face-off deep in the Michigan zone with 4:07 to go in the first period. Still no score. Confara battling. There's Parent down there as well. Confara trying to get away from Ogo, couldn't really do it, and it ends up in the far side corner down in the Toronto zone. Martin's able to push it out, and Confara not able to catch up to it in time.
Confara's got to be careful there. He had a couple of Toronto players really trying to go after him for that turnover.
Martin's along the far side board trying to get it to Ogo. Ogo will now carry it around the near side. Parent trying to cut him off. Forces a turnover. Parent has it. He flips it, and a save by Luigi Liziandro.
Beautiful save.
That's the first really big mistake we've had by either team so far. Both are playing very careful games, but here you're going to see not a very good outlet pass by Toronto, and they nearly give up a golden opportunity to Tristan Parent, and Liziandro bails him out.
Yeah. Luigi, what a spicy save.
He's going to need more of those.
Confara with the face-off against Ronak. Ogo will eventually come away with the ball. Martin's not quite able to set the pick as Confara able to outrun it and cut him off. Does gain the offensive zone though. He reverses direction away from Confara. Loses the ball, and Parent clears it.
Good team defense there by Michigan. Confara got beat, but they have backup help from Tristan Parent.
Parent moves to cut off Ogo. Ogo has to play it off the boards. Flip it up ahead of Ronak. I don't think he intended to send the pass quite that far in. So continuing up in the far side corner in the Michigan zone. It squirts its way out to Ogo. Gonna have to work to catch up as Ogo lifts a high shot out of play.
Reminder coming up during the second period. Going to have a little bit of a different style broadcast as Mike York is going to be down on the sidelines getting sounds from the action, letting us know what's happening down there. Patrick's going to be switching the camera. I'll be doing play-by-play for the second period as we give you a different look at the game here during the second period.
A long shot from Ogo, deflects in, they score! I think that hit one of the Michigan defenders. And a pounced past Olivas as a result. It's 1-0 Toronto.
Yeah, nice deflection. Nothing Dean could do about it. He had the position and it just bounced and
I think that may have bounced off of Kevin Confara. Yeah, Confara I think actually inadvertently hit it with his hand, which kind of switched directions and got Olivas turned in the wrong direction once it deflected off the hand of, you see right there, it deflected off the hand of Kevin Confara. Led to that misdirection and a goal for the Toronto Rock.
Oh, Ogo strikes again with the friendly hand of Kevin Confara. If you want to go that way, it's 1-0 Toronto. It's about to go under 2 minutes to play here in the first period. Parent able to poke it away, but Ogo will catch up to it. Hines also there to cut him off. Pushed ahead for Martins. Confara and Parent converge as well. Those boards are shifting dangerously, and I think somebody's about to head to the penalty box as a result.
Parent knocked the boards loose, but I think he was hit into the boards by one of the Toronto players.
Yeah, there's some collision down there. I think Dean might ask about it.
Looks like we're going to get a coincidental minor.
I think Dean has a case, though, that this one maybe should only be on the Toronto player, because while Parent knocked the boards off, I mean, he was knocked into it by the chair of I believe it was Ronak. Why during the second period, Mike will be down there with a microphone to maybe catch those conversations.
A minute 39 remaining in the period. Michigan trying to figure out who they want to get on the floor.
Yeah, if they're coincidentals, I think we'll still remain 4-on-4.
Another conversation. I wonder if both teams only have 3 attackers. And now here comes Anthony Dewar onto the floor.
Well,
Toronto's going to have to be allowed to put another player on as well.
Unless they call a double minor on the Toronto player, that might be the case. I'm thinking Michigan might actually have a power play out of this.
You also can't replace a 1 with a 1. Ogo's a 1. So this the penalty actually is an advantage to the Mustangs.
Yeah, Toronto's only got 3 skaters on the floor though.
And now,
now
Dewar
Michigan
leaves.
Dewar, yeah, so we're going to go 3-on-3. They're not coincidentals, apparently.
But still, you have Kevin Confara out and Martins. Both very capable
So
scorers.
it's Ogo in the box from Toronto, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, so this would probably be, as you said, a win for Toronto in terms of trading player for player. Because they can't bring in a Sieb in, because the rule is if a 1 picks up a penalty, you can't replace him with another number 1 player.
Swept all the way out. Good early clear for Toronto. As Cooter moves to try to slow it down, he'll carry it behind his own net as Martins and Ronak for Toronto on charging.
Ronak is a very capable player. Oh, we got another penalty, looks like.
And the penalty, I think, again.
I thought I saw a penalty signal myself
Yeah,
as well.
with the crossing of the arms. So.
Yeah, you are correct. We are going to get a Michigan power play.
Ronak, who will be called, I think, with an interference signal. May have been delayed because I saw Cooter go on the attack, which I thought seemed kind of dangerous given their situation. I didn't see an arm in the air, though.
This is a big opportunity for, and they almost score right off the faceoff.
Confara battling. I think they froze it. We could hear I think the crowd not happy with how quickly they pulled the trigger on that whistle.
This is tough, though, for Toronto. They're essentially on a 2-on-1, and they don't have either Ogo or Nassib available to be on the floor.
Martins 1-on-3 will just flip it down into the defensive zone just to try to kill some time. 1:10 remaining in the penalty to Ogo.
Nice try by Martins.
And again, the save by Liziandro. So some tense moments for Michigan. They can just get to the intermission while maintaining the 1-goal lead. Flip ball the way back down. Or the 3-on-2. Confaro will try to work his way around Martin. There's a shot blocked by Hines. Martin's trying to clear it. Banked it off the boards. It squirts its way out.
Let's see if Confaro can get one more shot.
Confaro with a long shot. That'll go over everything. It ricochets back in front of Iziandro.
Oh, time had clearly run out. That's a good no-goal call.
Wow.
That was a good 2, if not even 3 seconds after the final whistle before the Mustangs were able to hit that in.
People are yelling and not happy with that call.
Yeah, but that's a good one to me.
Yeah.
If we're going to go to break, 1-0 Toronto with the lead. You're watching Power Hockey 2018 live on Facebook.
And we welcome you back to USA Hockey Arena in Plymouth, Michigan, as we're about ready to go for the start of the second period. Brett Johnson is joined alongside Patrick Lilia. Mike York actually going to be reporting from the sideline during the second period as we try some different things. Then third period, we'll turn things back to normal, but interesting end to that first period. Michigan scoring a goal at the very end. Just unfortunately, it happened about 3 seconds after the final whistle, so we'll get no goal call by the official. We are underway. Michigan still continuing with the power play. Tristan Perrin trying to sneak it under the chair of Luigi Lisiandro.
That was Thur. I'm just going to say that because he kind of mentioned that to us earlier. That
that's right,
we were
Thur.
kind of mixing them up.
We did it again, didn't we? Thur, that's right. He even specifically said, "I'm the guy without the hat." Thank you very much for the save there. All right.
Yeah, Thur caught up with us a little bit earlier, just hanging around on the concourse. Always good to run into the guys when they're in a little more laid-back setting.
Kevin Confaro trying to sneak it through. Thur scores. Michigan ties it up. 1-1. A power play goal for the Mustangs, and they're right back in this.
Boy, and that was kind of what you were starting to feel was going to become inevitable, especially with the 3-on-2 power play that basically it looks like your strategy in power chair hockey when you go down to just 2 players is basically just try to protect the net, get clears when you can, and basically you just kind of have to withstand everything thrown at you by the other team.
Yeah, that's a goal desperately needed for the Mustangs as they are right back in this one, tied up at 1. Battling for it, picks up by Confara. He finds Tristan Parent. This time it actually is Tristan Parent. I'm confident in that one. Parent lifts a sneaky shot. Lisiandro, not sure if he saw that. Now Cooter trying to sneak it in. He scores again. Cooter scores. Michigan up 2-1. The net had moved, but not enough to be blown dead by the official. Michigan has taken a 2-1 lead. What a change in momentum. And this Michigan team's got to be fired up. Let's see if Mike has anything down below in terms of what the energy's like down there. Mike, do you have anything down there? Mike says no, he doesn't have anything.
Well, we'll see how the period progresses. And I think there was a little bit of fire that came out of that no call at the end of the first period. Now that was a good no call. Was clearly well after the period had expired, but there was quite a bit of angst in the crowd and the emotions after that. I think Michigan able to channel that into a great start here in the second.
Ogo has it for the Toronto Rock. Ogo works his way in. Here's Ronak trying to slap it back to Ogo on a give and go. Deflects off the chair of the defenseman for the Michigan Mustangs. That's Cooter playing in there. Trying to dig for the Rock. They'll deflect it out of play. Let's see, do we have anything from Mike still? Nothing down there yet. Entertaining game though as Michigan's clawed their way back in and now actually have the lead. High shot that goes out of play and we'll have a face-off in the Mustang zone. There is the aforementioned Mike York. I think doing some live tweeting maybe. Face off one by the Rock. Tristan Parent will put on enough pressure to kick it out of the zone. Ogo spins around in his own zone. That's a dangerous area to be stick handling. Ogo works his way. Now he's got a 2-on-0. He's into the zone. Here come Nasib Ogo, and it gets deflected wide. I think the goaltender, Olivas, may have gotten a piece of that. Here's Kevin Confara. Confara out of his zone. Confara lost it. Who's going to get to it? Confara gets there again. Finds Thur. Boy, Thur's really made a big difference for Toronto being in this game. I like this combo of Confara, Parent, and Thur. Olivas makes the save. Rebound opportunity. trying to hit it in there, digging for it, and it comes away. Now a possible 2-on-0 for the Mustangs. Confara into the zone, leaves it, and it hits the goal post. Parent nearly had a chance, and he hits the goal post to put Michigan up by 2 goals. Boy, momentum all in favor of the Mustangs right now, but here comes Toronto going the other way. Some fire wagon hockey going on right now. Back and forth we go. Loose in the crease. Who's got it? It's under someone's chair down there.
That was a great job by Olivas to sniff out that wraparound and shut that thing down before Ogo even had an opportunity to think about it.
They're still trying to dig for it, and it comes out of the zone. There's Nasib Ogo for the Toronto Rock. Ogo crosses the center line. They're good. Now being harassed by Thur and Parent. Thur's going to chase Ogo behind the net. Ogo circling, still facing a lot of pressure. Boy, Thur and Parent have been real pests, but now watch out for the Mustangs as that one shot out of play. Mike's even going to help retrieve some of the balls down there. How about that? We're putting him to work. He's not on the broadcast, but he's helping out in other ways. Let's send things down to Mike York.
Mike York here, yeah. I'm down here, and just from telling you can't tell on the screen, but when you're down here, the action is quite fast than you normally just see on the screen. It's just being down here, players talking to each other, hearing each other. It's quite excellent. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Mike. Yeah, I'm sure the intensity is very high down there, especially being a playoff game. Confara takes a shot. Lisiandro makes the save, gives up a rebound. It's still loose behind the net. Who's got it? It's caught under someone's chair down there. Ogo trying to dig it out. Now a couple of chairs are caught. Megan Hines there to set a screen. Very steady defender for this Toronto Rock squad. There's a long shot for the Rock. Oh, and a save made by Dean Olivas. Gives up a rebound, though, but it gets deflected into the corner to Steve Ogo for the Rock.
That's one of those Michael Martin's trademarks that we talked about last couple days. We did that interview with him yesterday, and he just let that one rip. Made Olivas have to get uncomfortable. Sometimes that's the first step toward bigger things, just making the goalie uncomfortable.
Yeah, and even when Ronak takes those long shots, as you saw, if Olivas makes the saves but gives up a rebound, that can create some second opportunities for Michigan, or for Toronto, rather. Parent trying a long shot of his own. It hits the back of the chair of Megan Hines. Ogo will regroup behind his net. Here's Nasib Ogo. Ogo on the stick handle. Into the zone, defended by Kevin Confara. And it's deflected out of the zone. Michigan leads 2-1 with 9:48 to go in the second period. Power play goal to start the period. And the second one from Thur has put the Mustangs up 2-1 as he has done a great job coming off the bench. There's Thur, and that gets deflected out of play. Mike, you got anything for us down there? Well, Mike, I think, is running around with other production duties, so we'll try to check in with him later.
He did just give us a wave.
And let's check in with Mike down on the sideline.
Mike York here, and I'm with here. How are you guys going to get back into this game?
Oh, I think we have a good chance. We have a good, experienced team. We'll be fine.
All right, thank you. Back to you guys.
Yeah, that's Mike chatting with one of the Toronto Rock players, feeling some confidence knowing they got an experienced team that has been here before, and a tight one going on. Ogo lifts a shot, and that will be deflected out of play.
At the same time, I think Michigan has done a good job of restricting the Rock to having to take these high, low percentage shots that
I think one of the things that Thur having him in the game has really given the Mustangs a different look, that they have three players like Toronto that are very agile in using their sticks with their hands, where they can really have active sticks out there. Not to say that the other Michigan players that don't have quite the ability to move their sticks like that don't help them, but I think when you're facing a team like Toronto, where they have 3 players up at forward that can all take these long shots, can poke check. You kind of need that type of player out on the floor. It up ahead for Michigan. Thur trying to poke check it away from the Toronto player. It's Michael Martins. Pops up in the air, off the chair. Confara's got to watch out. He's being pressured by Ogo. Confara now resets in his own zone, trying to toe drag to get around Ogo. Now elects to go to the other side of the net, flips it up ahead on just a clearing. And it'll be chased down by Martins of the Rock. Here's Michael Martins for Toronto. And deflected. A nice play made by Clay Martin of Michigan. It's going to be a tough game for players like Clay Martin, who don't necessarily have the ability, as I was saying, to move their sticks quite as much as the other players, because they're essentially facing 3 players from this Michigan team that are all very agile. Ah, what a play there by the Michigan defenseman Josh Cooter.
That pass was a little more on target to Ronak. He might have had a better opportunity to do something with it, but by the time he caught up to it, Cooter was already on him.
Long shot, and to leave us in position. It was going wide anyways. Got Mike York checking out the Michigan bench, see what's happening over there. Mike has anything for us. And nothing yet for Mike. He's going to try to get any information down there from what's happening on the Michigan side. We heard from the Toronto sideline a few minutes ago. We're getting that kind of different perspective during this second period, but we do have a timeout on the floor. Heck, let's see if Mike can actually turn that microphone on. Maybe we can kind of listen in on the Toronto.
How can you guys keep up the pressure here?
Sustain it by keeping them sustained in their zone. We're going to keep them pressed. We're trying to make sure, though, they can't break into our zone easy. So we're keeping them pressed, but we're making sure we have our support for our defense. And then when we get our chances, we're going to use that and break it back into their zone.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's Mike talking with one of the coaches for the Michigan Mustangs. Again, the coaching staff for the Mustangs features Steve Nelson, Rich Grapinski, Matt Wanowski, and Zach Nelson. So, very tense game, wouldn't you agree, Patrick? And the playoffs certainly bring out a different intensity, especially when we saw day one. I think teams were very relaxed in those games. Not quite the same pressure, but both these teams definitely look very tight out there.
Absolutely, and I think, of course, you know, you get here, you're excited to be here. Probably, you know, some pool play jitters, and you think you realize the games don't fully matter, because coming into today, everybody has a chance to come in, and Ottawa's now the only one who's been eliminated officially from title contention, but the other 4 are still alive, and regardless of what spot you finished in pool play, you come into day 3 with a chance.
Mike's got more for us from the Toronto side.
Mike York here. I just was listening in on the Rock. They want them to spread out, spread the Mustangs out, and keep them on their sides, and keep Ogo from being able to make plays. That's what they're trying to do, and also just to calm their players down a little bit. That's what they're going to try to do here. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you very much, Mike. Off the face-off, Toronto will have control. See Ogo battling it out with Clay Martin. Martin with possession, banks it off the chair inadvertently of Kevin Confara. Here's Nasib Ogo into the zone, and Confara able to break up that centering pass. Can Michigan get a turnover going the other way? They cannot. Michael Martin's there to play good defense for the Rock. He gets caught under the chair of Martins. Confara comes away with it. Confara flips it up ahead. Here's Tristan Parent, kind of a bouncing ball, able to get control and get a shot, but it's deflected by the defenseman, Megan Hines. Cooter to leave it for safety for Michigan.
Got a lot of power behind that shot. That thing really ricocheted back.
Yeah, Parent does, and a good job by him as well to even get that much power on that shot, because it was kind of a bouncing ball, and that's similar to a bouncing puck in ice hockey, where you usually, when you get those bouncers, can't quite get the type of shot that you normally want. Got a 2-1 lead for the Mustangs over the Toronto Rock. Just over 6 minutes remain in the second period. Digging forward in the corner. Quite a battle there. Cooter out of his crease, able to set a screen for Clay Martin. Martin's got a little space on the breakout. Let's see where he elects to go with this. Able to get it through and into the Toronto zone, but the Rock take over possession. Here's Nasib Ogo. Ogo trying to outrun Kevin Confara. He's cut off by Cooter. Michigan's done a much better job against Ogo today and cutting off those angles than I think they did yesterday. Both Ogo and Confara have been very, very quiet. As I said, they've kind of canceled each other out defensively. Martins, Ogo, Confara trying to dig for it. Comes away to Ronak. Ronak's clearing attempt blocked by Parent. Confara still trying to dig for it. He's got it under the chair of Confara. He'll have to chase it back down again along the near side boards. Confara, dangerous area to stick handle. He's able to come away with it free. Now he's pressured by all three Rock players. They got to be careful here because Clay Martin wide open on that weak side. Kind of some of the similar issues Minnesota had on defense where they got caught triple teaming with three guys all on one side. Kevin Confara trying to search for the ball. Comes loose. Now you got to watch that wraparound attempt, and Dino Olivas there to cover it up. Comes loose. Here's Tristan Parent with a long shot. And I think either the goalie, Lisiandro, or the defenseman, Megan Hines, got a piece of it. Here's Ogo trying to go the other way in transition. 4:18 second period, 2-1 Michigan with the lead. Ogo spins, leaves it for Martins. He's got that dangerous lift shot, but is blocked by Confara. Causes a turnover. Here's an opportunity for Confara. And Megan Hines with a better defensive play. She anticipated that shot all the way. You could see Martin setting up for that long shot, but Confara read it and was able to make that turnover. Now here's Clay Martin. Backhander, he scores! Clay Martin sneaks it through. Michigan has taken a 3-1 lead. What a sneaky shot by Clay Martin as it trickled under the chair of the goaltender Lisiandro, and the Mustangs are in the driver's seat with a 3-1 lead.
I think that's what we talked about with some of these teams. The supporting cast around Confara has done a much better job than the supporting cast around Nasib Ogo. I think that's the difference in the game right now.
What an accurate little slow shot from Clay Martin. All about the accuracy over the power as he was able to trickle that in just the exact right place to get it through the chair of Lisiandro. Michigan up 3-1. Confara looking for more, and a long shot takes a funny deflection off of the chair of Megan Hines, and a quick whistle. That ball was still live, but I think referee Tim Pullman lost sight of it, so that's why it's been blown dead. Lost where our sideline reporter Mike York is to see if he has anything for us. There he is, Mike. It's like a Where's Waldo game. Oh, there he is on the near side. Referee Coleman having a conversation with Kevin Confara. There's Martin's a hard collision with Kevin Confara. That's the type of physical play we saw in our wild card game earlier this morning. Here's a loose ball and deflected away to safety by the netminder for Michigan, Dean Olivas. Toronto just determined to lift that over the net. It's not working though.
Ogo is checked out, and Harris Fareed, the other level one player for Toronto, was checked in.
Yeah, Toronto seeing that Fareed can possibly jumpstart their offense. Stick goes loose. Olivas doesn't have a stick. Let's see if Toronto can take advantage. Shot blocked by the Michigan defense. Cooter still trying to cover it up. And it's cleared to safety. Now a 2-on-0. Here's Tristan Parent. Parent with a shot blocked by Lisiandro. Sneaks it through, hits the side of the net. We play on with a little over 2 minutes to go in period number 2. It's behind the chair of Clay Martin. Martin's going to regroup and work his way to the point. Got to be careful, though. He's being pressured by two players. Takes a long shot, and it goes just wide.
Yeah, and there's Mike helping out again.
Putting old Mike York to work. Mike, you got anything for us?
Mike York here. I'm with a fan. How are you enjoying this game so far?
Oh, I'm having a blast. You know, high competition, high level play. It's good. It's all good.
Awesome. Yeah, this is high powers offense right here at its best. Both teams going at it right here. The speed and the intensity of this game is definitely showing. Brett, Patrick, back to you.
All right, thanks, Mike. That was kind of different perspectives we get during the second period. We may try this for some of the remaining games here at the 2018 Power Hockey Cup. Getting some sideline reports during the second period of hockey games. Off the face-off, it bounces to the far side boards. Takes a long shot, hits the crossbar. Michigan getting close to really trying to pull away from this game. Toronto's, I think, really hoping for that intermission because they're kind of out of sorts here in this second period.
So Ogo back in. Fareed only stayed in for one shift. Hopefully everything okay with him.
Yeah, you wonder if that was maybe a change of pace thing. It's all lifted out. Takes a funny bounce. Who can get it in front? It's Nasib Ogo. Ogo for the Mustangs. Get caught up, and Kristen Parent will be there for Michigan. Parent will throw drag. He's going to be pressured by Ogo. He'll work his way to the opposite side of the net along the far side boards.
It looks like they are doing something with Fareed over on the Toronto bench, so that would explain why he checked out of the game so quickly after he came in. Hopefully they got caught with a stick or something that necessitated a little bit of attention.
He was able to put on some pressure, and Toronto's offside. I was going to say, actually, let's go down to Mike York first. He's got an interview.
Mike York here. I'm with Leah Donahue. How do you think of this game so far?
It's crazy. It's a lot of fun to watch and intense.
Definitely. Which team, if you want to see them, who would you like to see in the championship game if you guys make it there?
Michigan.
Michigan.
Oh.
All right, you heard it first. It's a call. Back to you, Brett. and Patrick.
A rare, honest answer. Most players always say, well, we don't really care about the competition. We're just going to focus on what we're going to do. But that's what you love about these athletes. We get honest answers. Just like when we interviewed the big three from Michigan, we asked who wins a one-on-one battle. We got the conventional answers from Jake Saxton and Alex Pitts, but Liam Miller went out on a limb and said, no, he would totally win. Gotta love that. Face off along the end wall. Actually, I say a loose ball down there. And are we going to get a penalty? I saw the referee with her hand in the air. Someone may be heading to the box for a penalty. I think it's going to be against Toronto.
Looks like it's going to be Michael Martins. Perhaps.
Yeah, Martins might be heading to the box, and this could really put Michigan in a hole if Toronto were to get another power play goal. Mustangs already have a power play goal in this game. In fact, I would say that power play goal is really what got them back in the game, because I would say Toronto clearly had the better of the play throughout most of that first period.
Still 20 seconds remaining in the period, so plenty of opportunity for Michigan to do some damage with this power play. And if there's been one real fault with Michigan throughout the now 5 games that we have done with them, it's been that they have taken quite a few penalties.
Yeah, Toronto has had some problems in their box.
And it has a lot. And Michigan empties the net.
Interesting, empty net with 10 seconds left. Here's 5 seconds. Shot from Clay Martin. Confara's got 2 seconds if he can try an odd angle. Deflects in, another near last second goal, and it trickles just wide. Almost exactly like the first period where Michigan had scored a goal, but it was a good 3 seconds after the final whistle. This time Michigan gets another near chance. We'll take one look at that replay before we take a brief 2-minute break and then come back for the third period. Let's take a look at that final scrum and how close that ball was to rolling in. Oh, very close. So that's it for period number 2. Patrick's going to be back on play-by-play for the third period. You're watching the Power Hockey Cup on PSB Media.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Plymouth alongside Mike York and Brett Johnson. It's Patrick Lilia once again with you. We flip things back after that second period with Mike hanging around down on the concourses and the bench area.
Definitely, it was a fun atmosphere down there. Wow, amazed how fast the sport actually is when you get down to their level. And watching everything just zoom by and go by. Lots of quick thinking you have to have down there.
It's funny, Tim Coleman, the referee you see in the center, mentioned that he wants a highlight reel of all the falls he's taken. And with how fast you said the game was, it'd make me scared to go out there and try to ref one of these games, let alone play in it.
Harris Fareed will begin the third period as that number 1 for Toronto.
Had some speculation as to on the Facebook feed as to what was wrong with Fareed. They were thinking, did the trip that game break Fareed's chair? So maybe some issue with his chair, but he is going to.
He took a nasty spill, was actually knocked out of the chair. It was the first game against Ottawa, and then we'll have another.
Yeah, it looks like Ronak's footrest came off.
The Rock are going to have to find a way to generate some offense. Mike, we were talking in the second period how really their entire offense in the second period was limited to those long shots and really not a whole lot else. I think they got to find a way to get some goals crashing the net.
I know when I was down there, I've overheard how they have to spread out the Mustangs so they can get those opportunities, and they're not doing that as well.
Toronto, I think, was shorthanded for the next minute 35. Ronak will take the face-off. It's an interesting offensive zone face-off. Gonna have to be careful, of course, with Michigan having 2 extra skaters in that offensive zone. Essentially a 4-on-2, not counting Olivas. There's Parent, he'll flip this one all the way down. Confara trying to catch up to it. Hines got in the way, but the ball also got by her. Ronak will poke it up toward Fareed. Fareed, can he outrun Martin? No, he can't. He'll take a long shot, and that'll go wide and out of play.
They definitely learned something last time when Michigan played the Rock, and they're definitely implementing this new strategy on how to do it. So there's been good talks and good strategy going on throughout this tournament when you see these teams once or twice, knowing what they're capable of.
14:20 to go in regulation. 3-1, Michigan with the lead. The winner advancing to the championship game tomorrow night. Loser will play in the bronze medal game tomorrow afternoon at noon. Little lost shot by Perrin, that's blocked.
Parent's having an excellent game this game. Very awoke and putting lots of pressure on and helping Confara as another offensive attack.
Play continuing in front of the Toronto net as it pokes itself loose and it'll bounce out of play. The only team so far locked into a game for tomorrow is Ottawa. They will play in the 4th place game. It'll be at 4 o'clock Eastern. They won't actually know who they're playing until after the first game tomorrow. The loser of the noon game will play in that 4th place game against Ottawa, so they won't know their opponent until about 1:30 tomorrow. Confara off the face-off. He'll take a shot. Saved by Liziandro. Confara able to hold the zone. Here's Parent. Toronto back at full strength as Martins is back. Long shot by Martins. And that one I think caught Olivas by surprise as he's able to make the save. 13 minutes remaining. Confara gets it to Martin. Play Martin will end at the length of the court. Hines deflects it in front of Martins. Comes loose. Here's a shot by Martin. That'll be knocked down. Martins for Toronto. Leaves it for Harris Fareed. Fareed looking to work his way through the middle.
See if Fareed tries any of those long shots. He, of course, had a goal yesterday, which had Mike speechless.
Confara, Fareed moves to cut him off. Michael Martins can't hold the zone. Tristan Parent catches up to it for the Mustangs. On the near side board. Fareed battling with Martins. Parent down there as well. Ronak almost came away with it, but I think he started trying to move away before he secured the ball. There's a shot by Confara that goes wide. Flipped up and ahead of Ronak. Poke it away from Confara. Confara. Fareed closed on him. Here's Martins. Let's play Martin and Parent trying to cut him off. Michael Martins will flip this one down. And Olivas having to make the save again.
I'm not sure Olivas saw that ball.
Flipped up into the Michigan zone. Confara trying to reverse direction. He'll flip this one a long way, and Liziandro has to make the save. Parent gonna work his way around. Martin working his way into the middle, trying to get it to Confara, but it got by him. Go up into the corner. 10.5 minutes to play in regulation for Reed. Good job by Martin the whole play. There's a long shot by Fareed. That had a lot of height, it had a lot of speed, and it just went over the net.
Definitely, and you know, when I did talk to the coaches down there, you know, strategy-wise, that's what they told me, and they that's what they said on air. So there's some people having issue with.
Well, I was going to say it's no different than any other broadcast, and if the guys are down there actually watching the broadcast, I think they're having bigger issues watching the game instead of us. But yeah, we're not sharing any inside information. It's just typically what you hear, like when you hear, what's his face, for the NHL on NBC. I'm blanking on his name. But he reports from, Pierre Maguire reports from between the benches. You're our Pierre Maguire there, Mike York.
Zogo back into the game, so Fareed out. Zogo chased back behind his own net. That one taken away from him by Luer. Martin's trying to poke at it. And Farah looking to reverse direction. Zogo pushes it up into the Michigan zone. 9.5 minutes to go. Still 3-1 in favor of the Mustangs. Ronak up in the far side corner. Got all kinds of traffic up there with him.
I'm going to give credit to this Michigan defense. They've really shut down Ottawa, limiting them to long shots. They've really had nothing in terms of getting traffic and passes in front of the net. They've really made a good commitment to defense in this game.
As Martin back the other way. Couldn't get a lot on that one, but it gets by Ogo anyway. Under 9 minutes to play. What a job by Dewar to disrupt Ogo and then disrupt him again.
Dewar, I'll tell you, he's kind of like that spark plug off the bench for Michigan. Every time he comes in the game for the Mustangs, something good seems to happen. He, of course, has 2 goals as well. In fact, if Michigan hangs on, I think, Mike, he might have to be our player of the game that we interview.
Definitely, yeah. He's just having a great, solid game out there.
Ronak trying to get it up toward Martins. Loose out front. Olivas pushes it away.
Someone's going in the box, I think. Guess they're just blowing it dead. Yeah, I think we're going to get another Michigan power play.
It's going to be Ronak.
You know, Mike, you mentioned one of the issues is he's a great player, but he's just going to the box too much in this tournament.
Definitely, yeah, he needs to slow it down and play under control here. A lot tougher said than done, but yeah, just, you know, there's a lot of energy out there, and just you got to slow it down and know your situation. You are behind, and this doesn't help your team being behind.
We'll have a face-off in the Toronto zone. 8:17 to go. It's 3-1, Michigan leading.
This is probably the penalty kill of the tournament for Toronto. If Michigan scores, I hate to make a call like this, but I think that might be the ball game. I'm not sure Toronto is going to be capable of scoring 3 goals in this period, let alone 2 that they need to tie this game up.
Yeah, not the way that Michigan's playing right now, because they're playing solid defense. They're getting back. They look like a different team from when they first played them. That's what this tournament's all about, just adjustments. That's why it's important to see what you got in pool play.
Off the face-off, it's Thur. He'll throw it toward Hines, who makes the stop. Martins with speed, long shot, and will leave us with the save again. Ogo trying to work his way around. He sends a shot wide. Martin whacks at it as play is stopped. We're going to have a penalty coming against Michigan, possibly.
I think you're right, and that's going to even things up. And this is going to be big to see who the penalty is exactly on, because if it's Kevin Confara,
it's going to be Martin.
I was going to say, remember yesterday when Confara was off at the same time as a Toronto player, that really hurt the Mustangs, as I think Toronto scored 3 times. So, as you said, though, it is not Confara, it's Martin that heads off.
It'll even things up 3-on-3. Well, the Michigan power play only lasts 18 seconds before we'll go to 3-on-3 action. Ramming the call on Martin. Ogo.
I'd like to just say, let's get the comments, respectful here.
Yeah, definitely. Just remember, Facebook is a public forum, so yeah, what you say will stay up there, so.
Ogo.
Don't say anything your grandma wouldn't like.
Ogo, I think, was trying to feed Martins, but he wasn't able to get it through to him. Martins will work his way around. He pushes the net. He was going for that wraparound. Play continues, and it's cleared. Almost under 7 minutes. Ogo, here he comes into the offensive zone, but he gets disrupted by Confara. Just enough to push that one away from him. Martins with a shot. That one blocked and cleared by the Mustang.
I know Confara just cleared that, but I think he had a chance at a breakaway if he decided to dribble that up the court.
26 seconds remaining in the 3-on-3, and then Michigan will get a very short power play of its own. Rather, Toronto, my apologies. Confara. Flip this one back the other way.
Confara hasn't done a lot offensively, but defensively, he's made a huge impact on this game. We saw him break up a possible breakaway on Toronto a few minutes ago. He's not shown up on the score sheet, but defensively, he's had a massive impact on this game.
Ronak is back, and he almost got it through to Ogo. That was Martins. Martins going for the wraparound. He scores.
Oh, game not over yet.
Power play goal for the Rockets, 3-2.
They got that wraparound. Let's watch it on the replay. Much needed. They've had their struggles trying to get offense going, and they're right back in it. Let's take a look at it again. Nothing really too fancy. Now, Cooter's had such a strong game, but one of the few mistakes he made, he was slow reacting to that wraparound, didn't get there in time to help out Dino Olivas, and Toronto makes it 3-2.
Ogo draws Toronto within just one, and still an eternity left to play. 5:47 and counting in regulation. Ogo carries it back into his own zone, so the Rock will have to reset. Ogo driving in. Ogo couldn't pull the trigger on it. Good job by Olivas to make him have to think twice, and he just pulled up and decided to fight for another day. Confara battling with him as well. Ogo, Confara continuing to battle. Ogo, now he's got Parent and Confara chasing him, and well, they disrupt the Toronto setup. I think we're starting to venture into that territory you guys have talked about. They have to be careful not to chase him. I don't think they were doing it there, but
yeah, they've done an excellent job cutting off angles all game, and as you said, yeah, they can't get in chase mode, or they're going to be in some trouble. Like right here, a perfect angle taken by Clay Martins.
Michael Martin ends up back with it for the Rock. He takes a long shot. That'll bounce out of play. With about 4.5 minutes remaining in regulation, 3-2. Michigan with the lead.
What do you think, Mike? I don't like those long shots right now. I don't think they're going to get past Olivas. I think they'd be almost better off just dumping that in and letting their players chase it.
I think so too, yeah. Those long shots are not going to work on Dean right now. He's too good. He's got a very good upper body. He uses his head a lot, as you see with the save. So that's not going to work. And he's got the body control to not allow any rebounds too.
Moves Martins into the offensive zone. Martins.
Confara again with a massive defensive stand.
Ronak pokes it toward the net. Parent, oh, that one dangerously poked through the crease as Ogo and Parent were fighting for it. Floats down to the near side.
Getting physical down there. This is starting to look like that Ottawa-Minnesota game earlier today.
The ball frozen with 3.5 minutes to play.
You think about the 1 minute mark, you want to try to pull your goalie here if we get to that? Still plenty of time.
Yeah, I think, we're not needing to go Patrick Waugh style in terms of pulling your goalie, but yeah, at some point, Toronto may want to consider that. I mean, Megan Hines back there is a good defender, but if you wonder, they might want to consider maybe taking her out of the game, having her join the attack, or if not having her join the attack, bring someone else in who can help them offensively while leaving Lisiandro in goal.
3:26 remaining in regulation. Crowd starting to get into it. The host Mustangs looking to punch their ticket to the title game tomorrow night.
We haven't had any real nail-biter games at this tournament yet, but I think it's safe to say we're finally getting one.
3:15 and counting to go. Ogo waiting patiently for that screen to be set up by Martins. Didn't like what he got. He'll reverse direction. Ogo able to deke Martin.
Don't get in chase mode if you're Michigan.
Yeah, keep them at that line.
2:50 remaining. Ogo trying to split those defenders, and Confara takes it away.
Man, what a defensive game he's had.
Confara with a shot that goes wide and out of play. 2:38 to go in regulation. Michigan 3, Toronto 2.
Confara's just slamming the door shut every time Toronto tries to create a rush into their zone. He is just a defensive wall back there.
Confara, Parent, and Martin, the forwards for Michigan. Ogo, Ronak, and Martins for Toronto. Play crashes into the far side end boards in the Michigan zone. Confara trying to poke it out. It'll come out to Ronak. Ronak will send it off to the end boards once again. Ogo will work his way around. 2:10 remaining.
Still a little surprised Toronto hasn't brought in at least a fourth attacker.
Oh, Ogo carefully almost pushed those boards as two Michigan players sandwiched him. Martin with a shot that goes over the net, out of play with 1:51 left to go.
This is the time to do it. You might want to do it now. 1:51.
Yeah, you're not guaranteed to get another face-off for perhaps quite some time. You know, Sarah Hines, known for her deep, or Megan Hines, but she's also...
Parent safe, Lizzie Andro.
I'm going to say Hines is also good at setting picks, so maybe you even bring her up in the attack in that aspect, even though she's not necessarily a goal scorer. She can help out offensively on picks.
Perrin Martin save again. Ogo pushing it ahead toward Ronak. Confara gets to it first. 1:27 to go and sent back down into the Toronto zone. Hind getting a little more aggressive. She'll get out of the area in front of the goal to track that one down. Flipped up back toward the Michigan zone. Minute 13 left. Martin for Michigan. He'll send it back the other way. Perrin trying to track it down. Hines also down there for Toronto. We are under a minute to play. Michigan leads it 3-2.
Look at Tristan Perrin just tie it up and clock things up down in that corner.
Ogo comes out with it, trying to get it up toward Ronak, but it was knocked down. Ogo into the offensive zone. Ogo slowed up.
Oh, he wanted that centering pass and he fanned on it. He had.
39 seconds left.
Cooter and Confara knock it out of play. 35.8 remaining.
Look at this on the replay.
They do move.
Ogo.
Yep.
Ogo saw what I did. He had Ronak wide open on the weak side, and look at it here. I'll pause it. He just fans on his pass attempt right there. He was looking for that centering pass, but he fanned on a tough break for Toronto.
They pull their goalie. Megan Hines is playing D back there.
Popped all the way back up, and that'll bounce out of play, and that's fortunate for the Rock. That would have ran several more seconds off and possibly required them to vacate the zone to reset. 33 seconds to go. 3-2 Michigan. Comes out toward Ogo. Ogo cleared out, but Ogo maintains possession. 25 seconds. Confara trying to knock it away.
Oh, and that's a tough break, an offsides and a face-off deep in the Toronto zone.
I think I might have to bring Liziandro back on because of the...
I don't think you have enough time to even make that sub. Well, they are going to do it, but Liziandro is going to have to be ready to immediately head to the bench if they can clear it outside the zone.
Oh, Rock having to put the goaltender back in. 21.7 to go. 3-2, Michigan with the lead. 21.7 from, we're going to get a timeout called before they ran that face-off. Somebody yelling for a timeout. Which would put the, about a second ran off the clock, and they're ideally should have to put that back on.
Yeah, if a timeout was called before then, they should have to reset that, and I think that's what they're working on. Yeah, they just put back 22.2.
I think it's a little too much because I think it was 21.2 before they dropped that face-off. They had it right for a second, no pun intended, and then they put another one on there.
So if Toronto scores with 1 second left, we will have all sorts of controversy.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Score, refs are coming over. I think they might have seen this as well, that they put a little too much time back on the clock.
So I don't know what you do here for Toronto. You just got to do whatever you can to push it outside your zone, don't you think? So you can get Liziandro off the floor.
I think so. Or, you know, I was always thinking, you know, you didn't even have to put Liziandro in and just stick with that defense. You know?
Yeah, roll the dice and just hope if anything comes through, Megan Hines can stop it. Yeah, that might be their best bet. Yeah, with 21, 22 seconds. It's going to take at least, 10 or 12 seconds to even make that switch from Liziandro to an offensive player.
It is, and then they have to even get it over the half line just to make sure they're on sides. And Michigan's done a great job of not even letting them through the blue line. So we'll see.
We're coming out of the timeout. 22.2 to go. 3-2 Michigan. I think they came out of the timeout. They didn't put Liziandro back in, but 16 seconds to go. They're going to have to hurry. 12 seconds. Martin's with it. Rolls it up ahead. Confara has it for Michigan. He'll throw it clear 5 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and the Michigan Mustangs are headed to the PowerHockey Cup title game tomorrow night against an opponent to be determined. What a victory for them. What a turnaround the way that they bounced back against the Toronto team that handled them last night.
Yeah, I think we've seen some comments in the Facebook feed, and I think some of the fans summed it up right. Michigan made the right adjustments coming into this game.
They did. They definitely made the right adjustments. You know, they got burned pretty badly when they played the Rock, and now they definitely studied up and came together as a team, and they found out what they were trying to do with Confara, and actually Confara also changed up his game plan and kind of playing more of that Chad Wilson back facilitator role.
I mean, we're probably going to speak to Cooter down, or excuse me, Thur down there, but we might even want to grab Kevin Confara as well. Even though he didn't show up on the score sheet, he might be my MVP just because of what a force he was defensively for Michigan.
Definitely. Let's go down there and hopefully we can get some answers from those two.
So the hometown Mustangs will have that opportunity to win the title in front of their home fans tomorrow night. So Mike and Brett are going to hop down, try to grab a couple of interviews, so don't get off the stream. Next game coming up at 7 o'clock Eastern, Minnesota against Philadelphia. We'll find out who gets to play Michigan tomorrow, and who will be relegated to the bronze medal game tomorrow afternoon. Once again, Michigan 3, Toronto 2. Mustangs are in the title game. Stay tuned, more to come. You're watching PowerHockey Cup 2018 live on Facebook.
On the Facebook feed right now, make sure you stay tuned as Mike York is going to hopefully be getting the Thur and also Kevin Confara so we can chat with them in the post game for our player of the game interviews. Again, if you're watching on Facebook, make sure you stay tuned. Just a couple of moments. Mike York will hopefully have Kevin Confara and also Thur available for our post-game interviews coming up in just a couple of moments.
Mike York here with Kevin Confar and Josh Cuter. Today was a defensive battle all the way through. It seems like you guys had a different kind of game plan throughout the whole game here from last time you played. Your commitment to defense this time, Confar, how did that help you with this team?
Oh man, it really helped out. You know, Nassib, he's a very good offensive player. We knew we had to lock him down to win this game, and I think we did a pretty good job of that, and we executed. So
definitely, you're sometimes known to people who are not really familiar with the sport as you're the scorer, you're the one here, but your commitment to the defense was just phenomenal. Was that the whole game plan going in today?
Yeah, pretty much. You know, I probably wanted to score a little bit more, but you know what? You know, defense wins championships, so that's what we did.
Definitely. Josh Cuter, he was a great contributor today off the bench and into the game here, making solid effort, solid play around, getting huge cheers from the fans. How did you do it today?
I mean, it was a tough game. Just kind of kept it close, kept it tight, and glad to be moving on to tomorrow.
Definitely. Me and the other commentators think you were the unsung hero of today's game. Just how you got into the plays and created some havoc for especially their scores. Tell me, how did you guys do that?
I mean, we looked at our mistakes from yesterday and just see where we went wrong and made some adjustments and kept it tough. Yeah.
So my last question is, they got Philly, Minnesota next. Who would you guys prefer to see?
I mean, either team is tough. We're prepared for either team and looking forward to see who comes out top.
I totally agree. Yep.
All right, very diplomatic answers from these guys, and we will see that they're in the championship game. Let's find out next time who they'll be facing in the championship.
Good guys, yeah. Just pointed right again.
Very diplomatic answer.
Yeah. Got a couple of honest ones.